just come over to my bag. And those little guys that are all over my tent, there's one right there, look at him. There they are. And behind them there's something there that's like, looks like some kind of, I'm pretty sure that's a dragonfly larvae. So I think that's what these are. I'm thinking these might actually be dragonfly larvae. So they'll become dragonflies, because I'm pretty sure that right there is just a shell. If you look at it, looks like something come out of it, and I think what came out of it was that little guy right there. And that could very well be why they're all over my tent. Some of them are dragonflies and some of them are like that. So I'm guessing they're just dragonfly larvae. But what a beautiful day it is here. Still really wet, damp and foggy, but still beautiful and all the same. I mean, it's just absolutely gorgeous. Wow. You can hear the birds everywhere. Really just breathtaking. So we're going to get a little coffee on the go. I might see if I can scrounge up some more driftwood to make some eggs. If not, I mean, I can use the canisters for the eggs, but I don't really want to use gas if I don't have to. But yeah, just an absolutely beautiful morning. Oh, and we also got to find worms. Actually, as far as I know, dragonfly larvae are actually really good for fish. Fish lives on them regularly. Like, that's what they eat. You know, when they don't have access to worms from people fishing, they actually eat dragonfly larvae. So there's a possibility that I could actually use those for bait, but we'll see. Well guys, the coffee is pretty well boiling at this point, so I think it's time to start grinding some beans. I gotta let it boil for a couple minutes anyways, just to kill any bacteria or anything that could be in the water. But yeah, but besides that, it is time to grind some coffee. We never had no tea. Maybe we'll have some tea this evening. I was going to collect some wood and do the eggs over an open fire, but it's still kind of really wet and damp, and I think it actually is going to start to rain again. The sun did seem like it was going to come out, and then it kind of went away. So I might just cook the eggs on the canister. I have a really cool pot for it. It's literally just big enough for an egg, and I brought out a little empty spice container full of just extra virgin organic olive oil, I believe it is. So put that on the pan. Trying to find my my coffee grinder here. There we go. Get the coffee grinder. I guess I might as well take out the little fork as well. Oh yeah, she's boiling. So that's okay. It'll take me probably a couple minutes to grind the coffee, so by the time I'm done that, it should be good to drink. I like my little utensil that I got at the dollar store. Hoping I should be able to flip the egg with this thing. Alright. Ooh, there goes all my beans. Might actually run out of coffee. You know what? I'm just going to keep it at this amount because I don't want to run out of coffee. I want at least enough for one more tomorrow. But we do have tea as well, if push comes to shove, so not really that big of a deal. go ahead and get that pan heated up. Put in some oil. Don't need to be very much. This little tiny dragonfly is just coming to life. Look at him. Either that or he's dying. So 2 of my eggs ended up cracking, so that's unfortunate. Spread it around a little bit with my finger. Throw that back on. Yeah, so unfortunately 2 of my eggs cracked, but the other 2 are still good. Let's see how well this little pan works. Oh yeah, nice. Got to sort of wipe off my hand a little. Alright. It's going to be more of a scrambled egg, but that's okay. You know what, if I'm going to scramble them, maybe I should just put 2 in. I will. I'm going to go ahead and put the second one in too. Alright. Well, let that cook up and yeah, see how it goes. She's almost done. Alright guys, we got our scrambled eggs ready. Let's go down and eat them right here by the lake. These are going to be so good. We're just going to eat them by the lake and enjoy this beautiful view. There is a little tiny bird right there. See him? Right on that point there. It's a robin. It's a robin. He's been just hanging out there all morning, even while I was eating breakfast. He's been just over there. And that's actually the fireplace where we had our big fire last night. What a beautiful little creature. So guys, I was actually just getting ready to clean up my food container with the exploding eggs. But then I thought about it and I was like, well, the eggs are still good. I mean, they're in the food container all night and it was sealed. So I was thinking, why throw them away or clean it up when I can just cook them? So I'm thinking I'm going to fry the other 2 eggs and rather than waste them. And I'll just eat them like scrambled eggs again. And that way I don't have to throw them out and I don't have to waste them. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to fry up 2 more eggs. I'm thinking we're probably going to do a fair amount of cooking in today's video because I've still got to make some rice with some mushrooms. We got some sausages. I can't even remember what else we got. But yeah, so I'm going to try to do some cooking in this video as well. A little bit more. This is actually the first time we actually cooked breakfast. We've had breakfast on the videos before, but I've never actually cooked a breakfast. This is the first time we had eggs. Normally it's like flatbread and peanut butter or something like that. So that's pretty exciting. They don't smell like they're gone bad, so I think they should be okay. I mean, they don't smell weird. I don't think. It's only for me to taste just a little tiny bit of it. Just to see how it goes. That should be good. All right. I'm also debating on getting another coffee. All right, we got the eggs going. Got to keep them moving though. They stick on pretty quick, so we got to try to keep them moving. Well guys, the eggs are cooked and I'm finishing off this coffee, and I just put on another coffee. You can see there. So we'll have a second coffee. I'm probably going to make this coffee a little bit weak because I'm running low on it, and we'll just enjoy this beautiful view here while eating our eggs and waiting for our next cup of coffee. And it's still not even that late. It's only 11:15. It's not even lunchtime yet, so still got the full day ahead of us. I thought it was going to clear up. It looked really bright and the sun was very powerful at one point. It was very hot, still very warm actually, but it doesn't seem like it. The fog is going to burn off, so it is possible, excuse me, that we could end up with rain again, but it's okay. We're prepared for it. We even got this little cooker, so if push comes to shove, we could cook. You know, I actually already put the tripod underneath the tarp and made like a little porch. I mean, I tried it already and it worked out pretty good, so if it does rain too much, we can cook in the tent. I'll just leave the firebox outside of the tent underneath the tarp with the tripod holding it up, and then we can just film. Look at the little bumblebee. He's kind of going everywhere. But you get the idea. So let's dig into these eggs. Well guys, we were out for a little walk here and I was just following this, what looks to be sort of like a bike trail. I don't know if it's still in use, it looks pretty grown over, but I came across this beautiful little river. It's just such a lovely little place. And it's right here on this bike trail, right in the middle of the wilderness. It's so beautiful. I think you got these beautiful little flowers. And I think there's even raspberries here. Let me see. Are these raspberries? I might pick some later and bring some back and maybe have some for a snack. But yeah, I just figured I'd show you guys this cool little river. When I first got here, there was like a little bird over here. I don't know if he was taking a bath or just getting a drink or something, but he's just hanging out over there. I think I startled him, but I didn't mean to. I didn't even know he was there. But what a nice little river. Well guys, I came over here exploring and camp is all the way over there, and I was overlooking this view and I was like, we have to get a time lapse of that. So it should look really nice overlooking the camp, the small pond that we're staying on, but also the great big pond that we came in over. And I just got back from exploring over there where we seen that nice little river and whatnot. So I was just like, I got to get a time lapse of this stuff. So I hope you guys like the time lapse. Well guys, I went ahead and got a whole bunch of wood, cut down 6 trees, plus a whole bunch of driftwood. And I'm just going to go ahead and cook both our lunch and our dinner all at the same time. It's 3:35, so it's probably going to take an hour or two to cook anyways. So I'm just going to go ahead and we'll have a fire and we'll cook everything. I'm just going to cook next to camp today as opposed to going over there to the other side on the beach. Just because it's our last night here, and although there is traces of wildlife, I don't think we're going to have anything to worry about tonight. But that doesn't mean that wherever you are in your wilderness, that doesn't mean that you won't have to worry about it. I'm pretty familiar with this wilderness, so I know that there's nothing really big here that's going to, I mean, I guess there's always like a small 1% chance, but I know the likelihood of me seeing any big wildlife here are pretty slim. So I'm not too concerned about it, but we're going to cut up all this wood, we're going to get the fire going, and we're going to have our dinner and our lunch all at once, and or at least cook it all at once, and yeah, we'll have a good feed, good cook up. Alright guys, so for lunch and dinner, we're going to be having some mushrooms, we're going to be having some rice, and we're going to have some sausage wraps. And that's what we're having for lunch and dinner, basically 2 in 1. But it was getting really cloudy and really overcast, so I kind of wanted to get supper on right away. So, and of course we're going to have some tea as well. So I'm just going to get the fire a little bit bigger, and then we'll let it burn down the coals. But we got a ton of wood here, so we're going to burn all this wood. We'll have a fire and while we eat. But the wind, as you can see, is blowing the flames that way, so gotta be a little bit careful there, not to catch the whole pile on fire. Alright, we got the water on for the rice, we got the water on for the tea, and then when all this burns on the coals, then we'll put on our juicy jumbo sausages, beef sausages. We also got to cut up our mushrooms. I think I'm just going to put them into the rice. So it'll be like a mushroom rice. Well, the rice is well underway, and I'm going to have to start cutting up the mushrooms, I'm thinking, soon. Alrighty, the rice is done. Now we just gotta let it sit. Now I'm gonna cut up the mushrooms and we'll put the mushrooms in with it while it's settling. That's awesome. Got these nice coals going here now, so when this burns down a little bit, I'll throw on the sausages and we will be good. So now I gotta cut up some mushrooms. I'm gonna move back, it's really hot. Mmm, delicious. So we'll just let those bad boys fry up there, and they're beef sausages, so you don't have to worry about it. And I think they're already pre-cooked anyway, so you're really just heating them up. I can't wait to even eat the rice and mushrooms. And we're going to be putting those sausages on these pita breads. So it's actually quite a bit of food because these pita breads are really filling too. So it's going to be good. You can already hear the grease from the sausages. Oh my, look at them sausages. Look how delicious they look. I cannot wait to eat those. Oh man, those sausage wraps are going to be so smoky and delicious. I think it's time to take the sausages off the fire. Well guys, it's time to eat supper, and I'm actually going to start with the sausages. I thought I was going to start with the rice, but I'm going to start with the sausages instead. Oh man, I can't wait to have one of these. Oh. Mmm. Mmm. Delicious. Mm. Look at that juicy sausage wrap. Mm-mm-mm. And the tea is ready now too, so we can wash this down with a delicious cup of decaf tea. Mm. Well, I got the two sausage wraps gone and eaten. I still haven't eaten my mushroom rice yet, but only because I got to let those sausages settle. But I fired up the fire really big, and now I'm going to wash supper down with a delicious cup of tea, and I'm just going to enjoy the view and enjoy the fire. And I hope you guys are enjoying the food and enjoying the video as well. I know I am. Ooh, hot. Alrighty, so I'm gonna let that fire burn down, and as you can see, I'm still processing some of that smaller stuff, and we'll keep this pile, and I'll probably go and cut down, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 more trees, and as long as it doesn't rain, even though it still looks like it might, maybe we'll have a fire tonight. So I'll let that burn out, but then we'll light the fire again later, and we'll have a fire tonight if it doesn't rain, because I don't really want to burn through it all right now, just because, I mean, it's daylight, and I would like to have a fire tonight, so I'll save some, and I'm still processing up little stuff, but I'm gonna let this burn out now. Well guys, I was just exploring and I followed a path which kind of broke through one of these areas here with all these trees, and look what I found. Isn't this beautiful? If I hadn't known this was here, I would have camped just right here. And we could have had all this beach and all this river. How beautiful. Now this river flows into the area that we're staying now, and I sort of wanted to do a video at some point to walk up this river and to go as far as we could, but I wasn't really 100% sure what it looked like. So I came up to sort of try to scope it out, and now I can see that that this is what it looks like. This is the kind of river, and it seems like it probably would be possible to walk it. So I might actually walk up a little bit now just to kind of have a look. It's only not even 6:30, and everything should be good back at camp. So let's look around a little bit. I had no idea this was here. I just accidentally stumbled upon it. Well guys, we're just back from our hike and I'm just eating some of this homemade mushroom rice, which is just white rice with mushrooms in it, which I made for supper. But I'm having some now that for some energy now that we're back from our hike. We were hiking for about an hour. I left roughly around 6 and now it's 7. So I don't really know how far I went, but I just know that I'm pretty beat out now. So I'm having some food for some energy, and I've been drinking, just finishing off the rest of my tea, which is a little bit cold now, and enjoying this beautiful view. And after I'm done eating, then we'll start that fire and we'll burn the rest of that off. I was going to go cut more trees, but honestly I'm too tired after that hike. Yeah, but we'll still have a little fire because we'll burn this stuff off. So that's still exciting and that's still fun. So yeah, then we'll enjoy our last evening here, and then tomorrow we'll have to wake up, pack up, and head out. Oh boy, the rain started. I better get the camera in. Got to put everything underneath the tarp and underneath the tent. Got to put away all the stuff, the cooker. And I'm going to move all the food stuff down there because I still got some leftover food in my pot, and I just don't want to leave the food around the tent. So we're going to move all that stuff down there and put all this stuff here away. That's done. I don't know if there's a way we could set up a tarp, or if there's just somewhere here that we can just like sit under a bunch of trees. I might go get the little blue seat, and I might see if I can sit down underneath some of the trees. Let's take a look. Well guys, as quick as the rain came, it left, so I might see if we can still go ahead and light this. I know it's all pretty wet, but if I use a fire starter and a lighter and just not use the ferro rod and stuff, I'm thinking we should be able to get it lit, and we can still burn off everything that's here and just enjoy this beautiful view. The hilltops look really nice with the fog and stuff. And if it does rain again, then who cares? No big deal. We'll stay out with the fire until the fire eventually goes out. No big deal. If the fire even lights, or if we can even get it lit at all with how wet the wood is. But I think we will with the fire starter, because you know, it's not like it was raining consistently all day. It was just a little shower, so we should be all right. So I'm going to grab a fire starter, and I'm going to grab the stool, and we'll light this up. And if it rains again, then no worries, no big deal. We'll stay out in it anyway. So yeah, let's get that lit, or try to get it lit. I think it's gonna work. You know what? I think I'm gonna get a cup of tea. Let's get a cup of tea. Keep slipping all over these slippery rocks. Alrighty. Look, you can see our fire from here. It's a huge fire. I just gotta grab the tea and then we'll go back over. Well guys, it's a struggling fire, but it is a fire nonetheless, so it is going, and it is getting stronger. It just needs to have a better bottom, that's all. You know, you've seen the rain and stuff, so you guys know how wet the wood and everything is. But I think it is, at this point, going to be okay. I think it's going to stay lit at this point. You can see how much flame is coming from it now. And plus, the wind picked up a little bit, which is really good for the oxygen for the fire, so the wind will actually help it burn too. So I'm thinking I'm going to put my pot on there very soon, so at the very least I can boil the water and then get a cup of tea. And yeah, we'll just spend the rest of the evening trying to burn this wood, whether or not we'll be able to get through it all, because that stuff over there is really thick. But if we can get a good enough bottom, we will certainly try. No tea. Well guys, after all this time, we finally are going to get some tea, but I don't think that we're going to be able to burn through that. We pretty well got the small stuff going here, but this flame has really been struggling. But we'll get a cup of tea out of it anyway, so that's always fun. All right, we got some tea. I am super excited for the tea. And I decided to just throw a bunch of wood on the fire, and honestly, it's actually taken up pretty good, so we might actually be able to get through all that after all. Starting to rain again, but the fire's already going, so that's okay. I think we might actually be able to burn through that wood now that I'm looking at this, so we should be okay. Well guys, we managed to get through all the wood. I am literally soaking wet. It's been raining here the whole time the fire's been going, but the fire's going so good that the rain has no effect, which is awesome. But my pants are soaking wet and my gloves are soaking wet, but you know what? I really don't care because I'm sipping on a nice warm cup of tea and I'm enjoying this beautiful view. I'm outside in the wilderness and I'm enjoying this beautiful fire. So you know, I'll be nice and dry when I get home, but I'm loving it out here tonight. It's beautiful. Even though it's rainy and wet, it's still a beautiful night and I'm just having a blast. And the birds are still singing away. Well guys, the fire is dying down there now and I'm just finishing off my tea. It's about 9:30 now, so it's slowly but surely getting dark. So we're just going to let that die out now because that's all the wood that's left anyway. It actually lasted quite a while. It's been burning for like an hour or maybe even 2 hours at this point. I can't exactly remember what time it was we put it on. Maybe it is only an hour. I lose track of time when I'm out here, but we got, you know, we got until it was dark out of that little bit of wood, so that's awesome. And it's still raining, of course. You know, everything's soaked. You should see the tarp over there is really wet, but it was just an awesome trip and just an awesome night, and I can't wait to you know, and I can't wait to go home and see all the footage and then share it with you guys and all that good stuff. So so I'm just gonna let this die down and hang out here a little bit, and the next time we see each other will be when we're in the tent saying goodnight, and then we'll wake up in the morning. So I think what I'm going to do is, if it's still raining in the morning, I already have my tripod underneath the tarp there. And it actually holds it up pretty good like a little porch, but there's not enough room to actually sit under there. But if there's enough, but there is enough room, I think, where we should be safely be able to use those canisters. So if it's still like really wet tomorrow morning and really rainy, then what we'll do is we'll just make coffee in the tent basically. So I'll stay in the tent, but I'll cook it just outside the tent. And if push really comes to shove, I mean, I could probably use it in the tent anyways. The tent is ventilated anyway, but I'll definitely, I think, just create that little porch and then we can use it there. So all right, so I'm gonna let this burn out and finish the rest of my tea. And yeah, and then we'll brush our teeth and go to bed. Just to give you guys an idea, you can see the rain in the light and you can see how wet the tarp is. All that is just water, right? It's all water, but yet the fire is still going. So it's just an important thing to remember, especially if you're ever like stranded or something. Just because it's raining doesn't mean you can't have a fire, right? I mean, look at our bottom. We had an awesome fire. It is cold though. You can actually see my breath in the light. Watch. That's my breath. So the temperature is dropping, and the lake over there is steaming as well. There's steam coming out. I don't know if the camera will pick that up, but there's steam coming out the lake. So the temperature is dropping. So but I just wanted to show you guys how wet it is and how it's actually raining, as you can see in the light. But the fire still works just fine. Actually, let me turn this off. There you go. So now you can see. Now obviously the fire's almost out now, but that's because I'm letting it die, right? But we burnt all that wood, so just you know, keep it in mind. Just because it might be raining or wet doesn't mean you can't have a fire when you're camping. I has a fire no matter what. You know, I'm soaking wet myself, but it's okay because later on I'll be in the, or soon probably, I'll be in a nice warm tent in my warm sleeping bag, and at least now I can say I had a fire when I was out here. And so don't have your spirits down just because you know, just because it's raining. You can still have a campfire. All right guys, we're gonna hop into the tent now, but what I do now is, rather than going in on one of the sides, I just goes in straight ahead. I can pull this up, but I gotta put my hood up because if not, the rain will go down my back, the water. But I'm also going to use my tripod to keep the tarp off the tent a little bit, so that the water hopefully doesn't go through too much. Like I said, it's already soaked anyways, but I'm going to keep this part of the tent off, or I'm going to keep the tarp off the tent by using my tripod. So I'm going to show you how we go in. We just pull it up and boom, there you go. Crawl under. I'm in. Now I'm going to open up to dry. Like I said, it's really just to keep it off of just to keep the tarp off the tent a little bit. All right, now we're gonna open up this. I'm gonna jump right in. I gotta be quick because the flies will follow the light. I'm gonna turn my light off for a second. Hang on. Of course, I can't get my shoes off. Okay. Shoes are off. Hang on, just give me a second. Alrighty, everything's closed up, zipped up. Now we're in. I got everything everywhere. Batteries and chargers. Alright, let me just get situated here for a second. Take my hood off. Let's see what time it is. It's only 10 o'clock, so it's not too bad. So I'm just going to get situated a little bit better here, and yeah, and then I'll say goodnight. Well, guys, we are in the tent again now, all bundled up and ready to go to bed. It's currently 11 o'clock now, so I've been in here for about an hour roughly. So with that being said, we're just going to go ahead and go to sleep. Hope you guys are enjoying the adventure so far. I had a blast today, and I had a blast on this trip, and we had a bunch of different fires, and we did a bunch of cooking, which was a lot of fun. And then yesterday we caught our fish, and we had like a little catch and cook, so that was fun as well. And I like good stuff, so yeah, so I'm just going to go ahead and head to sleep and all that good stuff. And I'll see you guys in the morning. So good night and God bless. And I'll see you guys in the morning.